Hello my dear Sagittarians, welcome to your weekly reading. My name is Alexa, I go by Alexa the Alchemy, and today I'm going to be doing a reading for the week of February 13th, 2023. Now, this specific reading is designed for my Sagittarians, so if you have a Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising, or North Node, this one is for you. I felt called for this week's reading. I'm going to get right into it. I felt called to do a pull from my tarot deck before moving into the reading, or moving into the live reading, and then I feel like I'm going to pull from two different oracle decks to see if there's any clarification, etc. that wants to come up for you guys. So I actually felt like I wanted to do a spread for past, present, future. I pulled two. I got two for the past, one for the present, and two for the future. And future, I think, came in the form of advice or things to keep in mind for this week. So normally when I do a card pull, I open up by asking what advice or guidance is there for you guys for navigating this week, especially if there are any challenges, and also what things can you look forward to, or what things are going to bring a little bit of a positive spin on your week. So with this reading, again, I did pull for past, present first, and I think for all of you, my dear Sagittarians, there are definitely things that you have let go of or past that you have walked away from that did not serve you. This is something that maybe this on a micro scale just happened or is happening at the beginning of this week. On a macro scale, could have been things that happened months, even years ago, that's now impacting your life today, or you're feeling the impact of it on your life today. So I did pull for you guys both the Six of Swords and the Seven of Cups, so both in the upright position. So to me, both of these are acknowledging a path that you have decided to walk away from, something that did not serve you. The card I pulled for the present was the Two of Cups in reverse, which implies a level of like disconnect or something that maybe had some level of incompatibility. So I feel like a lot of you have let go of or are letting go of maybe a partner or a partnership. Doesn't have to be romantic, it could be a friendship, could be work or business related, but I do feel like a lot of you are releasing something that maybe once served you but now does not, and you're acknowledging that there's a disconnect there that doesn't really connect with the flow of your life. And if that's the case, that's fucking beautiful. Some of you may be challenging with that or challenging with that decision, my dear Sagittarians. You are Sagittarius though, so exploration is kind of the name of the game for you. You are open-minded, you're able to see the bigger picture, and if you've been a little bit more fixated on your emotions or your emotional realm, I think this reading will be really positive for you, because I pulled for the future or the advice card for this upcoming week, how to navigate the near future, the immediate future. I did pull for you the Nine of Wands and the Star card, and to me these are both really positive in nature, because the Nine of Wands, while it does imply that maybe some of you are feeling burned out, you're exhausted, you're at the end of the ropes, there's a level of courage and resilience that you have in continuing on and continuing to stick to the path that you are on. So whatever path it is that maybe this is describing for you, I feel like for some of you know exactly what the fuck situation I'm talking about, and for some of you this could be a little bit more of a general theme within your life of letting go of things that do not serve you and walking away from path, or having to make a decision and choosing one path that maybe makes you feel a little bit like you lost out on something, but really I think what you lost out on were connections that did not serve you, and it feels challenging, or it can feel challenging, and maybe you're in a chapter right now where you're like, oh my god, does this get better? Where is the connection? Like you said, this would feel this way, and I can't find it. But because I pulled the Star card for you, and because I pulled this one, I feel like those connections, those successes are coming your way. Now I do feel because the Star card also has a lot of like water in it, I feel like there are some emotional relations that you're gonna have to this experience, or even emotional relationships. Could be romantic. I'm getting for some of you maybe there's a little bit of a romance thing going on here. The word boss just came through, so that may mean something for someone. Maybe there's like an involvement with that, or I don't know, something in that realm. Patriarchal, not patriarchal figure. Some kind of like masculine, like prominent masculine figure. I think there's some relation to that in this. Again, it doesn't have to be romantic, but for some of you, I feel like it is. But ultimately, I feel like the choice that you made has put you on the right path to, if you have resilience and if you have courage to see through, if you have the courage and resilience to see it through, you're gonna see the results that you are looking for. I'm gonna pull from my oracle decks to see if there's a little bit more clarification on how you guys can navigate this, what this may mean, maybe a little bit more information that will help pull this message together for you guys, my Sagittarians. So this first deck is my Sacred Creators Oracle deck. Oracles, for For those of you who are maybe not as familiar, while I'm doing this poll, Oracle is a little bit more gentle than Tarot sometimes. Tarot can be a little bit prescriptive and a little bit harsh or straightforward, which I don't think is a bad thing, but to me, Oracle gives a little bit more like comforting guidance, nothing that you necessarily have to do, but things that you can keep in mind and perspectives that will help open up your view on things. So just to infuse a little bit of positivity to this reading. Okay, we did pull some cards in reverse. I have 4 in reverse, 2 in the upright. So anytime a card is pulled in reverse or upside down, it looks like, it's usually an acknowledgement of things that you may have shadow work to do with. With this specific deck, it comes with a self-care message. So some of you needing to turn away from the world outside, the world around you, and turn in a little bit and to nourish yourself. Now, ironically, this was upright, but I did pull Nourish the Sacred Feminine. So for some of you, that's going to be doing things to cleanse your auric field, for lack of a better word, maybe some saging, Palo Santo, taking a bath. I feel like for some of you, taking a bath and doing some kind of like water ritual, maybe a moon ritual. I know we just had a full moon last week, so this may not feel as resonant, but for some of you, crystals, for sure, if you have crystals, like spend some time with those. Get back in touch with your feminine side and your intuitive side. Also, the nature of feminine energy says yes, feminine energy is cyclical, circular, so it does have this level of like cycles. So for some of you, maybe this goes back to the repetition of things, being willing to continue. You know, it gets hard and then it gets better, and then it gets hard, and then it gets better, and that is a cycle of life. So if you are in the challenging part, know that the clouds are going to open up and it's going to get better one day. And if the clouds are opened up and it's better right now, just know that it's going to get challenging at one point, and that's a continual process of life. It's not meant to discourage you. You have the courage and the faith and the resilience. Again, I pulled 9 of Wands upright for you guys, so you have the resilience to deal with this. But I feel like tapping into the reality that life comes in seasons and cycles, and that's beautiful, and you are learning. I feel like a lot of you are cultivating a level of mastery within these cycles, that you're able to make the best out of each ebb and flow. I did also pull the distraction of shiny things. This one was upright, but I do feel like some of you need to be cognizant of if you are being distracted by things that look great on paper, but maybe don't actually feel aligned with you. Again, with the Nourish the Sacred Feminine, I feel like some of you are going to get more in tune with what looks good and what actually feels good or feels authentic and true for you. Okay, bliss is worth creating from bliss is worth creating from, for, from. So bliss as a starting place for you guys. I pulled this one in reverse, but bliss is a starting place for you. The more joy you bring into the work that you're creating, the more joy you bring into things that you're bringing into the world, the more joy will be infused into it, and the more it will benefit other people. The more it benefits other people, the more it will come back to you. So again, moving into that like that message of like the cycle of things, this also has to do with your relationships to other people. I'm seeing the 2 of Cups in reverse again. So with that present card, I feel like for some of you, maybe you were in relationships or you had connections that, where is it? Just so I can show for visual. So maybe for some of you, this was, I feel like these 2 cards are interrelated, and that you're maybe gonna start seeing that the relationships that nourish you are worth nourishing, and vice versa. So definitely some like equal give and take themes here. Sacred mirrors in reverse. Some of you probably were dealing with twin flames or people that were a little bit challenging for you. Of course, they acted as a mirror, but they probably showed you your shadow side. Maybe you're dealing with people that right now are showing you your shadow side, and that's making it hard for you to be compassionate or loving with them. So I would encourage you to do a little bit of work around mirrors and to acknowledge that, per the phrase of Namaste, the light I see within me is the light I see within you. The darkness I see within me is also the darkness I see within you. So acknowledging that like other people reflect things back to you. You don't need to take ownership of their path. You don't need to take ownership of their experience. It's not your job. However, if you are finding that you might be struggling a little bit with this concept, I think it will benefit you to get in touch with the concept of mirrors again. I did pull Creative Alchemy in reverse, so some of you are going to be transmuting old pain, old wounds into really beautiful things. Moving back to the Star card and the 9 of Wands card, I feel like, and having come from the the Seven of Cups and the Six of Swords, I do feel like a lot of you are shifting these more negative or challenging experiences in your life, these things that didn't resonate, these paths that felt painful for you, into really beautiful lessons that you can pass on to your families and to other people. So you're definitely creating something. And finally, follow through in reverse. I do feel like some of you are feeling like it is challenging to follow through with things. It is challenging, but remember, 9 of Wands in the upright, you have the courage, you have the resilience, you have the faith that you need to keep pushing through with these things that are meaningful for you. So I feel pretty called to close out with this. Let me see, do I want to pull anything from Oracle? I'm gonna see if like 1 or 2 cards want to pop out with this second Oracle deck, just see if there's any final clarity for you. But my Sagittarians, I feel like today's message was pretty concise and straightforward. You've been working through some obstacles. You're kind of like maybe feeling a little bit tired at the end of the ropes, but you are doing such a beautiful job on what you are working through. And I feel like it's opening up a lot of doors and a lot of possibilities and potential for you. So I love how I say I'm gonna pull a couple and then like I pull 5. All right, so we have Amber in reverse. Family patterns, family wounds, ancestral trauma, maybe a preservation of past knowledge. So there's something in the way of your family that this might have relation to. I also pulled Celestite, which is connection to the angelic or the divine realm. So maybe a past loved one or someone who's no longer in your life. If you connect with spirit or source in any specific way, again, I had pulled the get back in touch with your feminine side, so your intuition, so your spirituality a little bit. For some of you, I'm getting maybe spending some time in whatever that means for you. Maybe there's a dance ritual, cacao ritual. I'm getting the word ritual a lot. So there's definitely some kind of like sacred practice that I feel like you guys already have been in touch with. You don't necessarily need to try something new, but something that you have already been in touch with that will help reconnect you. I feel like that might provide some answers or the strength or the resilience if you're not feeling that right now. Fluorite in reverse, some clarity. I feel like maybe some of you are dealing with a little bit of confusion as to how to move forward or what you want. So if that is the case, fear not, things are going to clear up for you and you are going to find the answers that you are looking for. Lithium quartz in the upright position. This is all about harmoniousness, joyful connections, connections that are healthy. So again, the 2 of Cups in reverse, those unhealthy connections that you have let go of, it's beautiful that you've let go of them because they don't serve you. You walked away from paths that do not serve your ultimate bright future, or you are letting go of those paths. And if that is the case, have the strength and the fortitude to know that you are on your way to the ideal optimal future. And finally, in the upright position, I pulled for you guys Seraphos green quartz. This is all about life on life's terms, joie de vivre, acceptance of your place and the way that things are exactly as they are. So connecting to that feminine side. Feminine is receptive, feminine is accepting. So accepting life and the way that it is right now, because it is impermanent. Again, cycles is the nature of life, seasons is the nature of life. So it is going to change. It is not forever. So if it feels challenging, just know you can accept the challenge. You can accept it as it is. Life doesn't always have to be a cakewalk. Life doesn't always have to be this joyful, easy, simple little thing. Sometimes it gets messy and sometimes it gets hard. And if that's the case, that's completely okay, my dears. Again, you have everything. You have all the strength that you need, my Sagittarians, to deal with this. You are Sagittarius. You are able to zoom out and see things from the bigger picture. It's one of your most beautiful gifts. So I would encourage you to utilize that and to accept that you're doing a great job, and where you are in your life is exactly where you are supposed to be right now. And it is leading you to that star card. It is leading you in the right direction. So my dear Sagittarians, I love you so fucking much. I love Sagittarius energy. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today and tuning in with me. I do these readings every single week free of charge. So if you want to leave a donation, you're welcome to. If you haven't already subscribed, please make sure that you do so. And if you found this was resonant with you or it spoke to you, feel free to leave me a comment or at the very least a little thumbs up so that I know that these readings are speaking to you. Finally, if you want to connect with me directly, if you have questions, want a little bit more information, etc., feel free to reach out to me. I love DMs. You can shoot me a message anytime. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok, both at alexab.alchemy, as well as here on YouTube. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.